flats. Good afternoon. Of course. One moment, please. Mr. Hine, it's your secretary.
All right, thanks. Yes, Sue, what is it?
Joe, a cable's just arrived from Dobson. It reads, Rashid, now poised to negotiate Phase 3 of package, is here attending Interstates Defense Conference. Respectfully suggest you make move.
Respectfully suggest. Did you check on the opposition?
Well, I've checked up with bookings, but they have only one relevant name on their list, Warpole Gibb. He's on the Arabian International Flight A44. And so are you, by the way. And since takeoff time is 15-20 hours, and it's now...
7 minutes past 2. All right. And what about Astor Harris? All right, well, keep on trying, will you? And look, get onto Dobson and advise him of my flight number and ETA. And look, this is very important. Get hold of Ferguson, will you? And ask him if there's somewhere we can meet. Yeah, tell him it's very, very urgent, and I consider it a great favor. Good, all right. And Sue, make sure my bag is fully packed and waiting on the doorstep, okay? Bye. Got to be gone.
Thank you, sir.
You pack everything.
Uh-huh. By the way, Brigadier Harris isn't going. He's holidaying somewhere in the Highlands.
Oh, Scots way, him and Jeremy. What about Ferguson?
Says he'll meet you at Heston Services on the M4.
Good. Be good, Sue.
Be careful, Joe.
You do pick your places, don't you? Well, what's on your mind? Slingshot missiles.
What about them?
You know where I'm headed?
And who you're seeing?
Is it British government policy to sell them there?
Yes, but in limited quantities.
And that quantity is absolutely fixed.
Hard and fast and no way round them. We've made certain promises.
Washington?
And elsewhere. There must be no upsetting the balance.
Thanks.
Well, don't mention it.
Mark, that I have friends in security.
Don't you have a plane to catch?
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Major. How are you, Dobson? Keeping up with your Arabic?
Hello, Mr. Gibb.
Hello,
Alan. Well, where's Rashid staying?
Well, they must rate him very highly. They've given him your full VIP villa to camp in.
Well, so they should. Rashid, the one delegate at this conference, knows what defense is all about.
Yes, but Gianni Lackler is here.
Oh, I've been surprised if he wasn't.
But this time, he's smiling.
Does he have a reason?
Not that I know of.
All right, I want word in his every twist and turn. Never mind the cost. This might turn out to be one of those more memorable capers.
You're licking your lips, Joe.
Yeah, well, the dirtier it gets. You speak English?
Ilala, I'll sailor.
Very good.
Thank you.
How the hell did... All right, never mind.
How are you, Joe?
All right, Johnny. Bought your way in as a welcome mat. Now, what do you want?
So touchy, so aggressive, so...
What?
Talk, Joe, just talk. A conversation, chat. You think we are being listened to?
Johnny, I'm all for the entente cordiale, but not now.
Joe, what kind of conceit is it that makes you believe that anybody would want to hang on your every word? Or is it paranoia? Do you feel persecuted, Joe? Or is it simply that strange British reserve, that compulsive introversion, that constipation of your national soul.
Johnny.
Yes, Joe.
Sling it.
I'm glad you could make it, Joe. Having you in gives the game a little added piquancy. Makes the winning so much more gratifying.
Assuming, that is, you end up as the victor.
In this life, old friend, one must always start out believing success to be inevitable.
Amen. Hello, Hine here, room 224. The next time one of you is tempted to exchange my room key for money, just remember that I'm a man quick to anger and with very little regard for human life.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? The best is yet
Cognac.
to come the day of
The usual, sir.
The usual?
Yes, see.
Oh, yeah, and just what is the usual, sir?
Well, the best.
What else?
Well, there's got to be a show, hasn't there, Joe? I've got to make you look successful, haven't I? What is this, private joke?
No, I was just thinking about something that Walpole Gibb once said of you.
Huh?
What a waste. Such a shame. Such a fine Arabist.
Selling himself to Joe Hine.
Oh, you've heard it?
Often. Just breaks me out, brings the tears to my eyes.
Especially when you think of that nest egg you've got stashed away in Cuckoo Club land, eh?
Yes, especially. Well, here's to more waste, more weeping.
Bigger and better nest eggs.
Wait till the warm-up's underway. Wait till our lips have met. Wait till you see that sunshine day. Ain't nothing like it yet. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine?
You've got something going for you there.
The
Something.
best is yet
Yeah.
to come.
Her name's Sam.
Higgins, what?
She comes from an exotic little spot, name of Kirkby Newtown.
Blanks.
Blanks.
Just isn't any telling, is there?
We've only tasted the wine.
No telling at all.
Now, what do you suppose they're up to?
What do you suppose?
Well, there's nothing on the grapevine.
Wait till your charms are ripe for these arms to surround.
That, something you have going for you.
You think you
How strong are you there?
Like a rock.
Lucky lad. Drink up.
Another.
Wait till you're locked in.
Now we've got some work to do.
Wait till I draw you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it.
Strange bedfellows.
Hello again, Joe.
Are you sure you can afford all this, Walpole?
He doesn't have to.
Oh, I see.
Will you have a glass, Joe?
No thanks.
Sir?
Oh, come.
Yes,
Hi.
sir.
Is this the best you can offer?
It was not, sir, my recommendation, but what the gentleman requested.
Oh, you do have, let's say, 52. Hine.
Why, yes, sir, we do. But only 2 bottles. It is terribly difficult to come by, and therefore very expensive.
Oh, well, please. With my compliments, gentlemen. On the account, eh? Really, Hine, this is your very worst exhibition.
No, let us not be ungrateful, my dear Walpole. Our thanks, Joe. It was indeed a gesture worthy of you.
Pleasure. Good night.
Good night, Joe. Dobson.
Good night.
Good night.
I
really mustn't.
Not at all. You cannot make yourself responsible for the manners of other people, not even your fellow countrymen.
That's very gracious. Thank you.
Now, why don't we forget this unpleasantness and concern ourselves
Babe, won't it be fine? The best
Days were when that little exhibition would have involved you in pistols at dawn.
In my time, I'd been moved to call Walpole Gibb any number of things, but never would I have thought of. How well do you know Gibb?
Well, we come from the same background, which is Trinity.
Yeah, come on, you know what I'm asking.
What then? Not for my money.
Not for my money either, but for missile sales money, temptation
Oh,
money.
come on, Joe. You know Walpole better than
All
that.
right, what's he doing with Jenny Leclerc?
But it could be they just enjoy each other's company. No?
No. Well, the conference lasts for 3 days, doesn't it? How long is Rashid booked in for?
Oh, there's no question of him getting back sooner.
Which one of you is Hine?
Why?
Please.
I'm fine. Now, what the hell's going on here?
You are under arrest, Mr. Hine.
Arrest?
Arrest.
On what charge am I being arrested?
On the charge that you used threatening language against the staff of this hotel, Mr. Hine.
I did? When and how?
I am a man quick to anger with little regard for human life.
Very little regard, if I remember rightly, and that was a joke, you understand?
The staff of this hotel did not find it particularly amusing, Mr. Hine, and neither did we.
Now, look, this is getting a little bit out of hand, isn't it? Who made this complaint? The staff collectively? One specific member of the staff, or...
The complaint was made on behalf of the staff collectively, and in the cause of public safety.
On behalf? By whom?
Yes.
He was sitting in this chair when I came into the room, and he left just before I phoned down to the desk. Did I say something about him smiling?
As though he meant business.
Yeah, and about this being a more memorable caper?
And about the dirtier it gets.
Mr. Hine,
Oh,
please.
all right, now look, I mean, what do you want? Does the staff want an apology, or do you want an assurance I've no intention of popping off at anybody?
We want you to come with us, Mr. Hine.
Look, I thought I explained. This was just a joke. You understand? Just a joke.
We are still not amused. We are serious. A complaint has been made.
All right, fair enough. Now look, I don't care what strings you have to pull or what stunts you have to pull. Just get this fixed, or what money you have to spend, all right?
All right.
You better take this. What about all my belongings, eh?
Your room will be locked and we will have the keys.
You know, this is bloody ridiculous.
Perhaps you should learn not to joke in so serious a manner.
Yeah. All right. You just come by to stand and stare.
The charge has been withdrawn, Mr. Hine. It was made in error. Your money has talked.
Yeah, it usually does. It's what they call the way of the world. You know? What took you so long making my money talk?
It developed an impediment. I just couldn't find the right word. Well, all right. Tell me what it was I wasn't seeing.
Well, it's heads I win, tails you lose, wasn't it?
What?
Well, they're playing for a two-sided payoff. He didn't buy my arrest just to discredit me, you know.
No?
No, time was what he was after. Elbow room. So, it pays to have me collared, knowing that you'll eventually ride in with a counterpart that he'll have to buy some. And so he fixes a time limit. So much for every hour, as long as you're game. And then when they push you to the limit, they smile, accept gracefully. Thank you very much indeed. And then they shuffle off to collect whatever's owing from Leclerc.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well, what do you find out?
Well, while you were languishing here, now I was hitting my nuts trying to get you out.
Yeah?
Leclerc was with Rashid and looking like lovers.
Well, that's very neat.
Well, if you will excuse the impertinence, you did rather hand it to him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. He worked for it.
Well, Joe, don't you think you're making a lot out of this? I mean, all he's actually bought is a first shot at the bidding.
Not in your life. I know him has got the whole damn deal tied up by now. You speak Arabic? That's lucky. let's see if we can't sell the man a few quids with the missiles, eh?
Why not?
Farah, you really are a sight for sore old eyes.
And you're still the same incorrigible flatterer, but nonetheless welcome. How are you? Apart from the sore old eyes.
Surviving.
Oh, you make that sound so much like a plea for womanly concern.
Oh, stop. You're touching me where I'm tender. No need to ask how you are.
No need.
Joe, how are you?
He is surviving.
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Surviving.
And a young'un?
Oh, don't, Joe. Get him started on the subject of our son, and you will not stop him talking for the next 24 hours, at least.
It's true. I have become an absolute bore because of that child. Come.
You won't leave without a word of farewell, Joe?
No, promise. General Hurley. Well, how do you like your new Swedish tanks, eh?
Oh, we like them. Joe, are you trying to remind us that we have you to thank for the success of that transaction?
No, you don't really have to thank me. Well, maybe just
Joe,
a little, eh?
this time I'm going to have to disappoint you.
Oh. Does this mean that you're not shopping for the big surface-to-air missiles contract after all? Or that you're just not interested in my sample case? Well, who are you buying from? Not the Americans with the Hellcat.
That was our first choice, but the Americans, with their need to be loved by everyone, felt that at this time...
What? Not France? The Petite Amie?
No, British. The Slingshot. Though not as many as we would have wished for.
Then why do you have to disappoint me? You're not dealing direct through Gibb, through the department.
Through the Frenchman.
Look, let's just get this straight. You are buying British. The deal is being brokered, but through Gianni Laclos?
Yes.
Why?
Because his was the name put forward as the broker. And in view of the generous arrangement he was proposing, I could offer no possible objection. Now, why you were not recommended, I don't know. Have you perhaps been offending certain people in high places in the United Kingdom?
Oh, regularly.
Then you may have nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah, maybe. Could you give me some indication of the strength of this arrangement?
Your percentage +5.
And they, Gibbs' lot, put his name forward to you?
Yes.
Advising you of the proposed arrangement?
Indirectly. But that was when I was inquiring after the Hellcat.
Yeah. But Laclos knew the Yanks wouldn't sell to you. So he went to Walpole Gibb and told him that he could persuade you to buy British, knowing very well you were going to all the time. Well, that explains why our dear Department for Arms Disposal overseas went for Gianni Laclos in preference to yours truly. Doesn't explain how he can afford to make such generous proposals.
Well, I'm sure he has his reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Incidentally, there is one possibility.
Hmm?
As I said, in spite of the British government's initial enthusiasm for this sale, we are now being limited in numbers. Now, if you could bring a little influence...
There's no chance. It's one of the things I checked on before I left. Supplies are being strictly limited to allow for certain international agreements.
Well, then.
Yeah. Well, here's to some other time, eh?
Yeah. Some other time. Though, Monsieur Laclos has set something of a precedent, has he not?
Oh, yes, he has, yes.
Para.
Well, now, just to make the going a little more difficult, and with your husband's permission...
Thank you. We'll be seeing you again?
Yes, when you're back in your own backyard. By the way, delivery, is that going to be direct ex-UK or via Geneva?
Brussels, why?
Oh, just curiosity, you know.
Goodbye, Joe.
Au revoir.
Would it be best if I just kept my mouth shut?
Is it that obvious?
Well, if you mean, do you look like a man who has murder on his mind? I take it you didn't have too successful a meeting in there.
Yes, you may take that. In fact, you may take it I drew a blank, so let's just sit quiet for a while.
Well, he's not buying a slingshot?
Yes, he's buying slingshot, all right. Not through Hine Enterprises. Direct. Well, and have our esteemed rulers risk getting egg all over their duly elected faces.
Leclos?
Leclos.
But how did he manage that?
Look, did you know that Rashid was thinking of buying the American Hellcat?
Well, yes. I also knew the Yanks weren't interested and that slingshot was his second choice.
Yeah. Well, they knew a damn sight more than Gibb & Co. did. In fact, they were so sure that America would sell, they allowed Leclos to con them with an assurance that he could persuade Rashid to switch to slingshot.
Well, using what? Baksheesh?
Yeah.
How much?
What I usually give him plus another 5%.
Good heavens.
Precisely. It just doesn't add up. On the Petite Amie, allowing for his agreements with Paris, he could just break even. But on this one, he's got to come out holding less than he went in with.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like Gianni.
That isn't Gianni. And so, to coin a phrase, he's up to something. Which brings me to the subject of you and Miss Higgins, and whether she'd be willing to lend a hand.
Well, she can be asked, but...
All right, then. Let's do that. Now. Are you going to tell me what's going on? Well, tonight, I intend to invite our beloved Gianni Leclos to break bread with me, a sort of sporting handshake.
Yes, somewhere Sandra gets into the act.
Yes, that's right. You see, Wolfish has one vital weakness. Being the son of both French and Italian blood, he just has to believe he's God's gift to women. Right, introduce him.
Darling. Hello, darling. Meet the Lord and Master, Joe Hine. Joe, this is Miss Higgins.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello, I've heard about you.
Well, it's true, every rotten word.
Big head.
Yeah, and that.
Aye. Well, what can I do you for, then?
You see, Sandra, we would like your help.
We?
Yes.
What kind of help?
We would like you to play games.
Hey?
You see, tonight, I intend sharing one of your tables over there with a man named Gianni Leclos.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. And what we want you to do is just to keep on paying him a little bit too much attention. You know, just keep glancing over as you move around the room. And then, when I give you the nod or the wink, you just send the head waiter over with a message for him.
Saying what?
Saying that you wouldn't be displeased if he were to wait until you'd finished your act, and then perhaps he might like to show you his etchings, eh?
Oh, Joe, that's going
to be funny.
No. Nor are we actually suggesting that you should actually go through with anything. It's sort of a holding action.
Aye, with him doing the holding and me having to fight him off. Oh, no, Joe, no, I don't dig your games.
What, not even with Alan here playing at the U.S. Cavalry?
But what?
To the rescue?
Well, before I'm off these premises.
Guaranteed?
Yes.
Well, all right then, I suppose so.
Good girl. Till later then, eh?
Just a moment, son.
About?
Joe.
Yeah, what?
What the hell am I supposed to be doing while all this is going on?
You will be in his flat, breaking and entering and having a look at all three of his passports. I want to know where Monsieur Jean Leclos has been keeping himself recently.
And what happens if I get myself caught?
Then I hope I'm better than you are at getting people out of jail. How are you doing?
You really want to know?
In your pants?
Right.
All right, Agent mine. Off you go. Park your jalopy out of sight and don't stare at Barry's decor.
You really think I need that kind of telling? The things I do, Joe.
And we all.
I was beginning to wonder.
And being late is becoming the story of my life.
Well, it sounds like you're feeling sorry for yourself.
Bruised.
An occupational hazard.
Fever in the morning. Fever in the night.
Well, how did you do it?
I fought for it, Joe. Took an apartment, spread around time and money.
Didn't you, then?
Yes. I am sorry about that night behind bars, Joe. But I really did need those extra few hours.
Well, all's fair. I was more interested in the percentage arrangements you've been making.
The only way. Oh, I would rather they had preferred the Petite Amie and the bigger profit. but a bite is better than no meal at all. And since it's the British slingshot they wanted, have an aperitif.
Lager.
Splendid. 2 lager beers, please.
Oui, monsieur.
You were saying?
Joe, this is supposed to be a social occasion, an end of the war celebration.
A moment to savor.
Every dog, Joe. You've had enough triumphs in this part of the world. Allow me my day.
When he put his arms around her, he said, Juliet, baby,
You are beginning to be a glutton for disappointment, my friend. How much are you betting?
When we kissed her, fever with
£100 sterling.
For so splendid a creature.
Fever!
Oh, really?
I'm on
And
fire.
sterling.
All right, then. You name it.
$1,000.
Now you listen to my story. Here's the point that I have made.
Well, defeat seems to have done nothing to spoil your appetite.
I've known too often what it is to be hungry.
Whilst I, unfortunately, have always had nothing but the best and come to expect it.
J'avais un message pour vous.
Oui?
Mademoiselle la chanteuse désire un rendez-vous. Et vous? Après le spectacle ce soir.
Très bien, dites-lui d'accord.
Très bien, je confie. Merci, monsieur.
Did you understand that, Joe?
Yeah. I think I must be getting old. $1,000. Joe Hine.
Very good, thank you.
Well, now, if you don't mind, I think I'll be getting off to my bed. And leave you to the spoils, eh?
Good night, Joe.
Good night. Did you get anything?
Now, what were you hoping for?
Anything, well?
How do 4 trips to Sedali recently grab you?
Sedali. Like a night out with Bud. Any trouble?
Couple of quick coronaries.
That's nothing. Right, just save your guilt.
Thanks. You won't be needing me again tonight, will you?
Oh, yeah. We've got, no. Hello, Sue. Sue, are you there? Sue.
Hello? Who is this? Oh, it's you. Do you know what time it is, Joe?
No? Why? You in bed already? Oh, God. Did I interrupt something? What? Sleep? Oh, how sad for you. You awake now, are you? Language, Sue, language. Listen, I want you to phone Lomax. Will you tell him he's got to get himself out here on the first available flight? Yeah. Hold on while he checks when that'll be, and then ring me back, will you? And tell him I'll meet him at the airport. Okay? Righto. Bye.
Hello. Yes, I'd like to place a call to Sedali.
Would it be too much to ask what we're up to?
No, you'll get it as it goes along.
Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, the beloved Gianni sends a message.
Uh-huh.
He says that at 1,000th throw, you pay dear for your kicks.
It hurt?
His face hit the floor and his ego bled dry.
And his smile?
What smile?
I got a bargain.
Fine, can't wait to get down to the beach.
Can I have my dogs?
Sure.
Oh, Pat.
How are the nightclubs?
Oh, better than ever.
Well, how are things in the sad, dry city of Sedali?
Managing, that's why you hauled me over here, Joe, just to ask that?
No, you have been keeping tabs.
As instructed. Look, listen, and report what's coming in from where and how. You weren't expecting me to try selling there, were you?
No, leave that to the vultures.
They're not difficult to find.
Like, Johnny Electra.
He's been in and out a couple of times.
4 times recently.
Within as many weeks.
Doing what?
Hustling.
What?
This, that, the petite army.
The this and that.
Oddments.
All right. Maybe not. You get out and about and asking questions, Pat. I want to know everything.
Can I spend?
Yeah, well, you think it'll buy you something?
Right. Well, when I go back, I'll look into it. Now, when do we start?
About 10 minutes.
Great.
Pat, your plane for Sidali leaves in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Always nice seeing you again, Joe. Cheers.
Cheers, Pat.
Cheers.
Cheers, Pat. What exactly are you hoping to find?
What I came out here for. A big, fat missiles contract. Hine here, 224. Oh, good, thank you. Hello, love.
There's a cable from Lomax. All a bit trilby and trench coat. Of course. Ready? Reference the frog. For theirs, read ours. That means something to you?
Oh, yes. And don't be fooled by that pseudo-Bond bit. The man is a veteran of that strange jungle. Right, answer him. Shout it aloud, publish it abroad. That's right. And look, I want you to contact Ferguson.
Yep. Yes, I understand. It's called arm twisting. Yep. Okay, bye.
Hello. Would you get me the British Embassy, please? Mr. Walpole Gibb.
Gibb. What good morning. I had a late night, Joe. And the air conditioning here is not up to much.
Oh, yeah? It's fine here. Would you like to come over?
Is this your idea of a lark?
Oh, look, I'll tell you what. I'll come over and see you, shall I? I'll share your cornflakes. 30 minutes? All right. Okay.
No.
Oh, dear. Whoa. Not exactly 4-star, is it? Oh, but of course it's free.
I leave the extravagances to your kind. What was it you wanted?
Words?
Oh, a charming little conversation. Very well, sit down somewhere.
Oh, dear.
Now, what should we discuss?
Well, how about, Gianni Laclos?
Laclos, not Lacrosse. I see.
What, Walpole, do you see?
You're put out.
Perhaps. Then again, perhaps you've been put upon.
Oh, it's too early in the morning for riddles. Joe, will you please get to the point? Any point.
Are you, sure about Leclerc?
Sure.
That he's straight, above board, on the level, that his intentions are honorable.
What are you trying to insinuate?
Perhaps he's pulling a stroke.
Oh, Joe, really? The lengths you will go to.
Well, then put it to him. Look, ask.
Joe, I most certainly will not. I wouldn't insult the man.
Why? Because he's too cultured, too civilized, too correct, too much unlike me.
Careful, Joe. Your chip is showing.
And your stupidity.
That's far enough. I don't pretend to understand exactly what you're up to, except that it's inevitably underhand. But as far as I and my department are concerned, Gianni Laclos came with faultless credentials and a most acceptable proposition.
And you, in your wisdom, didn't even bother to glance between the lines. Aren't you prepared to now?
It's finished. Signed, sealed, and an agreed delivery date.
Now, in that case, there's nothing more for me to say.
Goodbye, perhaps?
Yeah. Bye, Walpole. Morning.
You're sounding full of yourself this morning.
What were you doing last night?
Never you mind. What were you doing with Walpole Gibb?
Storing up treasures. Pat Lomax has done his homework. It looks as if Leclerc has been very naughty.
Well, that must have made Walpole's day.
He doesn't know.
But I thought you just said...
No, I just dropped a hint, gave him a nod, a wink, you know.
Which you didn't take?
No. But he'll not forget my having gone there, and he'll feel forever in my debt.
Joe, you really are a bastard.
Yeah, I know, it's been said. Come on, buy you some lunch. 2 dozen oysters?
Do take a seat, Mr. Ferguson.
Thank you.
Can I get you something to drink? Tea? Coffee?
No, thanks.
You sure? Something stronger.
Oh, quite sure. That Hine.
Yes?
Well, he does himself proud. He shall forgive my saying so. Anyway, what's all this about?
Yes. He wants to know if you can have the slingshot consignment frozen. The Middle East order by Brussels?
Well, that's the only one. There's been a stop put on any further sales. Did he tell you why he wants it?
Well, I'm not completely in the picture, of course. I am, after all, just a secretary.
Quite.
But I gather he has doubts about the actual destination of that cargo.
Ah, well, we're not absolutely certain ourselves. All right, I'll have it blocked for a time. Anything else?
Yes. The displaced viragos, have they reverted to the manufacturers?
Well, that's the procedure. When they sell to the government, the makers keep proprietary rights. So the viragos will have gone back to Pendle's. Why?
Well, he wondered if you could arrange for him to have demonstration facilities.
Did he give you a reason?
No.
I think I can guess. It suits our purpose.
So I can say yes?
Yes. You've done very well.
Thank you. The fact is, most of this sounds a bit double Dutch to me.
I shouldn't wonder.
Right. The bill, Antoine. Monsieur.
All systems go?
Yeah, very perfect choice of phrase. Do you want to sit in on this one?
No, thanks. I'm quite content being a chauffeur.
That doesn't
Monsieur?
make me apathetic, does it?
Marginally lacking in ambition.
Yeah. You're not planning a takeover bid, are you?
No. You and Leclos, you're out of my league. Happily.
Right. Here we go again. Now, just what is that intended to convey?
Oh, I was just thinking.
What?
The dirtier it gets,
Thank you for seeing me again.
You know you're always welcome, Joe. You know also that between us there is no need for social preliminaries, and you look like a man with something on his mind.
Yes, there's no denying it.
What is it?
Rashid, what would you say if you discovered that your slingshots were being diverted to your embargoed near neighbors?
Well, I think I would have no alternative. It would be the end of our dealings, any dealings, with your country, and I would have to inform the member states of our federation.
Mm. So, in effect, the United Kingdom will be blacklisted throughout the entire area?
Naturally.
Yeah. And then, the Americans having shut up shop on you, to whom would you turn for your missiles? The Soviets?
No. You know that. Our eyes are turned westwards.
So, to France. To the Petit Ami, and Monsieur Gianni Laclos. Rashid, he never intended you should take delivery of those slingshots. He used you to get those slingshots diverted to Sidali by Brussels. And in so doing, to so blacken the name of the United Kingdom that none of the Federation countries would have any more to do with us, leaving the field wide open for the products of France and the fat profits he's able to make from the selling of them.
I find it difficult to believe that a man of Laclos' savoir-faire could be so reckless.
Needs must. Just add up the total of the sales made to the Federation countries, and then ask yourself who's been making those sales. Not Monsieur Gianni Laclos.
Yes, you argue your point well, Joe, but are you dealing in anything other than mere hopeful hypothesis?
Rash.
Do you have any evidence?
You know better. You get in touch with your shadows in Sidali and ask them.
There's no need. My shadows have already been in touch with me.
Well, that's very quick. So what now?
Well, I think, Joe, that is rather up to you. It seems to me that your Walpole Gibb should be informed of this proposed treachery.
You'd never believe me. You see, we come from different backgrounds and we have different behavior patterns.
I understand. Well, what do you suggest?
Rashid, I don't want to downgrade your defense needs, but do you really need to go to the expensive extremes of the slingshot?
Are you hinting at some alternative?
The Virago.
I see. The Virago is being withdrawn from service with your own armed forces. Displaced, superseded. But it is good enough for us, eh?
The Virago is a tried, tested, no-nonsense, and highly sophisticated piece of machinery. The mere fact that Britain is withdrawing it and spending all her money on slingshot is more a reflection on her sad pretense to an international power role than to any true military need.
Now, that sounds vaguely disloyal.
Or viewed from another angle, positively patriotic. The research and development costs on slingshot alone would have made possible a great many things that we really need.
Joe, you are a socialist.
I'm a political orphan, a totally committed non-voter. Well, what about it? My alternative.
Well, sell me.
All right. Point 1, you can have as many as you require. Point 2, the cost is a fraction, and a better than usual arrangement between us.
Point 3,
no teething troubles.
Yes, you make out a good case, Joe. There is one serious flaw. Well, while we are installing the Virago, our embargoed near neighbor is getting...
Point 4.
Which is?
Nobody gets slingshot.
You are able to make such a promise?
Positively.
There is one other point.
Yeah?
The Virago is second-hand. Now, in what condition?
You wouldn't like to have a few tried out on your new TF2 fighters, would you?
Joe.
Yes, I'm sorry. That was a bit of a con man's line. Look, do you still have a forces representative in London? All right. Get him to get in touch with Pendles.
Harris?
No. Get him to go straight to the top. They can arrange a full reality situation demo within a few hours.
And nobody gets slingshot.
Nobody.
Well, providing that is confirmed, and if the demonstration is satisfactory, I think you have just made a sale.
And you don't have to disappoint me after all.
No, I don't. Now go away, Joe. I have things to do.
No need to ask. You just hit the jackpot.
Yep. Unless those ropey old Viragos fizzle out and die.
Viragos?
Viragos.
Well, now I know why I'm not in your league.
Happily?
Happily. You've got a visitor.
Yeah.
You sure you can handle it?
Go home. You looking for someone?
The occupant of room 224.
I have his key.
Just one question, Hine. Have you gone completely mad?
In what way, Walpole?
It's usually called megalomania, the belief that you're so important you can do as you please.
Oh, yeah? Why should you wonder that, Walpole?
I've just been on the phone to Rashid, and it seems that you've been making promises that you cannot possibly keep.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
That you will undertake to see that nobody is allowed to purchase slingshot, and that you can arrange an immediate demonstration of Virago.
Yes, I can.
Oh, you think so? You really think so?
Tell you what, you speak to your superiors, Walpole. Ask them what I can and cannot do.
I intend to. In fact, I'm on the next flight out. And I suggest that you cancel your return booking. You may well find London a very embarrassing place to be. Goodbye.
Bye, Walpole. Pleasant flight. Thank you, Admiral.
Yes, I'm always true with you, darling.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Champagne?
I've been
Who am I
asked
to, Jack?
have the
Champagne.
Yes, sir.
by a
Antoine,
hitchhiker
the other one of those two bottles, right?
I will attend to it personally myself.
Yeah, and Antoine, one more glass, eh?
I understand, sir.
Antoine, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Are you expecting company?
Yes, Miss Higgins.
But it's against the house rules.
But I can bend the rules just this once.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, I'm not going to start a riot.
Well, I wasn't implying you were going to start a riot.
Oh, yes, you were. After all, it was me who licked my chops at the prospect of the dirtier it gets.
Yes, and prove your point.
I'd use the proof.
Oh, no, not me. I'm corrupt. I like the lobby.
Well, don't worry. My intentions tonight are clean, honorable, and strictly professional.
Good.
Perfect.
Yes, I'm always true to you, darling.
Pardon, monsieur.
Antoine, what a wonderful bottle. Bravo.
Very bad.
Very bad.
Only the one, but now he's gone.
I'm sure I don't need to test it.
No. I think you will find this perfectly bon, monsieur. Pardon.
Well, now, here's to tomorrow. And I realize how incongruous that sounds, coming from a cellar of almonds.
O tempora o more, eh? That's it. Loosely translated, the times are out of joint.
Oh, yeah. Bravo! Here you are. Just a sip, eh? And by way of saying thank you. Come on, open it.
Oh, isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Oh, aye, you've got company.
Yeah. Trouble? Yeah. All right, off you go, people go.
You too. Thanks again. See you later.
Hi, Johnny. Still here?
Until the 1 a.m. flight bound for Rome, I have an escort to make sure that I don't miss it.
Oh.
It seems I was a little sloppy.
No, you're a little ambitious. I mean, trying to screw me out of a deal is one thing, but trying to make criminals out of the entire UK government is asking too bloody much.
Well, nothing ventured. You see, Joe, I was banking on you being British, like Gibb. So wrong. You are all manner of nationalities rolled into one.
Johnny, you should have a bank on the British being anything.
Perhaps. But of one thing be sure, there will be a next time, and I will not make the same mistake again.
Till then?
À bientôt.
The way of the world, Mr. Hine?
Yeah.
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along and everything started moving on. Still, it's the real good bet. The best is yet to come.
Right, what were you saying out there?
Mr. Gibb is waiting to see you.
Oh, yeah? Breathing fire and brimstone?
No.
All right, well, let's have him in then.
You sure?
You can leave those.
Mr. Gibb.
Thank you. Now, Walpole?
A good flight?
Yeah. Yours?
You're rather bumpy over the Alps.
Good deal bumpy when you landed. A few, cold air pockets around the ministry, eh?
Yes. It would seem that I have to thank you.
Does it feel like treading barefoot on hot ashes?
Yes.
Well, then don't bother. Just remember it as a favor you owe me.
Nothing for nothing.
You're learning, Walpole. You're learning.
Well, good evening to you.
Bye, Walpole.
Well?
Fine. Well, let's pay some of these bills, shall we?
Pay them? Can we?
Yeah.
Including the income tax?
Especially the income tax.
Was a good trip.
Not your kind of place, though.